Hi everybody, welcome back to another tarot guidance wisdom channeling sharing video. I wrote down a couple of prompts for this, a couple of points that I wanted to share in this. And I also want to, before I get into this, I've kind of been explaining it a little bit in my last couple of videos, but I just wanted to explain that when I say the word channeling, I'm kind of trying to figure out a label and a word that works for what I feel like I'm doing and that feels true to what I'm actually doing. But basically, and I think I've said this before, when I'm like channeling or sharing this wisdom and doing readings, it's pretty much all coming from my own internal guidance system for my life. Like, I'm listening to my intuition, I'm listening to the guidance that I hear in my own being, and I'm just making it louder in case that, any of it is helpful or can serve anybody who's going through anything similar to me. And I pretty much, start every day asking my intuition, what's going on? What do I need to do? What's the big picture of, why I feel this way, or what's happening? And that especially is useful for me as a very sensitive person who likes to also be organized and just keep track of everything that's going on internally and map out my mind, body, spirit kind of dynamic and, figure it out and sort it out and stuff. So, yeah. So what I wrote for today, a couple things, 3 things. Number 1 is just because you've fallen off doesn't mean you should give up. Like, just because you've fallen off track, off kilter, off habits, or are not feeling perfectly centered or in line, or you've made a mistake, or you've, maybe caved in and, broken a good habit and indulged an old habit that wasn't serving you anymore. But habits take time and discipline and a lot of energy to wean off of and to change. I mean, it really takes a lot of legitimately real energy to change, effort. And you know what? This actually just brings me to, the point that when we are going through moments in life where we're healing from trauma or changing huge patterns, it literally takes so much energy that sometimes we feel like we need to sleep all the time. And that's a sign that we're going through massive metamorphosis, massive change. And I'm actually going through that right now. I feel way more tired than usual because the changes that I have catalyzed in my life and that are happening are taking so much energy in my brain, and to lay down new neural tracks, new habits in the mind, in the brain. And I like to imagine, so, our daily habits and our behaviors are informed by our subconscious mind and our neural pathways, the ones that are most illuminated, most lit up. But when we need to ditch our old ways and pursue new habits and new ways of being to support our well-being and our sense of cohesion and balance and harmony within, we need to literally activate new neural pathways. And in order to do that, we need to exert a lot more energy. We need to face a lot more resistance than we would taking the path of least resistance in order to create those new habits. For example, if you're trying to join the 5 a.m. club, per se, and you want to start waking up really early, and you're excited, and you are looking forward to creating all these healthy habits in your day with these extra hours in the morning that you're going to give yourself. Or if you're starting like a workout routine and, with respecting your body and your body's limitations, like not pushing yourself to injury, I hope, when you start a new discipline with anything, a new habit formation, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of motivation, it takes a lot of fighting inner demons, it takes a lot of putting yourself in situations that 99% of you doesn't want to do or be in, but that 1% of you, your intuition, the little voice of God, that little whisper in your heart and soul that is showing you, giving you a clear vision of the path forward that you should take in order to grow and be more nourished and evolve and everything. It's like that, following that little tiny little 1% and doing the temporarily hard thing for the long-term ease. It's hard and it takes a lot of energy. And just because you're having a really hard time and you're facing another wave of resistance and, oh, I thought I was over this, but no, it takes time. It takes time and real dedication, commitment, devotion to actually create these long-lasting changes. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards on this for advice on, how to kind of move forward from it and how to power through it in the most supported way. And that's my mom's cat needing attention, so hold on. Hi, okay, I'm back. So yeah, I'm going to pull some cards on that, and then I'm just going to read you the other 2 points that I wrote down. One was replace old habits with new ones, and the other was old things supported you in good habits. Now that they're gone, seek out new ways to support those old habits, but the good ones. So in life, when we go through change and things die, circumstances die, relationships change, environments change, external conditions, they're always changing. And so when one thing that was there that was contributing to something good in your life is now gone, you still have the experience, the memory, the feeling of how good it felt to enact whatever good you got from that, whatever good habit or good feeling or good thought that you got from that thing. So now that that's gone and your life is like a blank canvas, an empty space ready to be filled with new habits, new circumstances, new things, it can feel a little more difficult to maintain and uphold those positive habits because the support that you had to uphold them is now gone, or it has changed. And so I'm going through a time like that, and I'm speaking to people who also are going through something similar. And one thing that came to me with that is to, for example, one amazing habit that I picked up in the last 4 months was cooking and eating really, really well in a way that was so good for me. I'm really sensitive. I have really sensitive skin and digestion and everything. And also, it's really, really hard to avoid toxicity in this day and age unless you're like eating from super rich, like clean soil directly. It's just ridiculous how many like plastics and chemicals and things are just like in food, even in produce and, having to get organic versus inorganic and all this stuff. It's real, and I basically fell into a habit where I was eating so clean and so good and regimented into my daily life that I was able to track exactly which foods affected my body and how they did, and to sustain my energy and to feel light. And I had this ongoing for 3 months, and I fell into an incredible habit, a way of being. And then I moved, and life changed pretty drastically, and I fell off of that, diet eating habit, and I became more lax, and I started to indulge more, and it affected my health, and I get bumps on my skin and things like that, and I break out a little bit, and I sometimes get eczema or a rash all over if I eat sugar one day, for example, or something processed. And it's like, life is about balance, sometimes being a little itchy or getting a pimple is worth like eating something that is very enjoyable to me. But like everything else, it's important to find a balance that works for you and feels nurturing and supportive. So anyway, I woke up and a part of me was feeling like, just like this heavy, defeated, like, everything is so hard kind of energy. And then there's another part of me that's like, baby girl, like, you have been working so hard. You are so strong. You are so dedicated, devoted, committed to creating these changes. And this is just a difficult moment, okay? But we got this. I'm here with you. We're in it together. And we can come up with creative ways to support you so it's easier. Because sometimes in life, if you're fighting depression, or if you're fighting mental illness, or if you're fighting a habit that is so ingrained in your being to think a certain way, to feel a certain way, to behave a certain way, to cave in to certain cravings or this or that, it takes a whole lot of love and encouragement and faith and strength and just sheer willpower to push against it. And that's really what I'm here to talk about. That's really what I'm here to hopefully inspire in whoever's watching this. So if you resonate with this, then you're probably going through something similar to what I'm going through. And you're finding yourself consistently lately facing up against the momentum of these old habits that tried to create depression or anxiety or stagnancy within you. And you are being confronted with those things, and you are being essentially invited to exercise your will and create a new... I just have to show you this ibis right now. You see beautiful little birdie? Miss Ibis? Or what are those called? It's either an ibis or I forget the other white bird. Okay, anyway, yeah, if you resonate with this, then you're probably going through similar challenges, similar things in life, where you're being confronted, and it's like the only thing that can really pull you through this hard time is your willpower. So like literally, and I've found this in helpful in my past experience, where just making the decision to like go take a workshop or a class, or literally just do something different and novel to what you usually do in your day-to-day, like shake things up. And for example, in my case, like, my challenge is with like staying on my clean diet, like eating whole foods and really nourishing my body so that I have sustained energy and clarity and everything, and I can feel good. And so one of the things that I just thought to do was to like take a cooking class, like take a clean cooking class or something, or like, I don't know, like go garden at a farm or something, or like go get produce and like make a nice whole food clean recipe, or just like challenge myself to like take the time to cook something, really healthy and really good and really nice, and just do it. Like literally just decide to do it because it's best. It's going to be best. It's going to be the best for you. So yeah, that's kind of what I came up with. And now I'm going to pull some cards on, practical advice for you if you're going through something similar and having difficulty, riding out this time where it's hard. It's just hard to create new habits, or to exercise your will, or to find the motivation, find the clarity. So any messages of encouragement for whoever's watching this and needs the clarity, needs the support. And just at the end of the day, like keep going and never ever give up on yourself. Because when it's the most tempting to give up on yourself is usually when you're right at the brink of another breakthrough. And when you're changing big habits and when you're breaking ancestral trauma patterns, it takes a whole lot of energy. Okay, so things are balancing out. Things are balancing out. The path that you know is right for you to walk down will support the rebalancing and the reharmonization of your energy. But yeah, that's a big one even for me to hear out loud. Okay, and look at the bottom, we have the Lovers and then the Two of Pentacles. That is hugely about decision making. But yeah, like if you're someone who's very in tune with yourself and you are like a, generational pattern breaker, it's like you're literally changing like a habit, a pattern that has been ingrained for God knows how many generations in your lineage. So just, I need to hear this for myself because I'm doing this, but I feel like just give yourself extra credit because, yeah, you're probably working a lot harder than you've ever worked before, or than maybe you see people around you working to like change habits or whatever. But when you are fighting for a goal or fighting for a certain kind of change, and you are coming up against habits that are so deeply ingrained in your genes, like in your DNA, like they're so ingrained that they're a part of your unconscious physiological expression in the world, for example. Changing those things, it takes a tremendous amount of so many different things. So just like give yourself credit where it's due, because it's not easy work. It's like, it's profound. So yeah, exactly. By doing what is going to be of service to you, it's just going to open up the flow of energy in your life. So it's going to free up energy in places where you probably are surprised, like you probably didn't even realize you had the capacity or the even drive or motivation to like do a certain thing. Eight of Wands is all about speed and energy, movement, and efficiency. So you are about to literally be on fire and literally be just like moving so quickly. Things are going to be flowing. Just literally stick it out, commit to the thing, do the thing that you know is going to be good for you today, right now, or make a list and block out time to do those good things on your list. Take the workout class, take the cooking class, call the friend, go to a new workshop, take a dance class, hang out with your family, or go to a new park, like whatever it is for you. Those are just some things for me that help me kind of shake things up and establish new patterns that usually I have to fight against a lot of resistance in order to like do. Because usually, it's just easier to like sit at home and not do anything. It's easier to just be stagnant and, not really do what's best for me sometimes. But it's those moments that making the choice is going to positively impact me more than I could even imagine. So, yeah. So I'm going to pull one more card and then create an extended reading of this that you can pay just a little fee to access. And I've said this in some of my past videos. I want to make my YouTube content kind of like digestible, like bites, and then have, a full meal accessible for those who want to like pay and sit down and, take that in. So one more card and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I think this is the energy of kind of having a sense of clarity or understanding on what it is that you are setting out to pursue in the long term. But it's like you're right here on this cusp of committing to the long-term path, like committing to your long-term vision and ideal and goals and things like that. And you are in a place, or this energy is like, yeah, it's about commitment and hunkering down and acting in ways that serve this slow growth and progression and forward momentum. So that's what I got for this. If you want the extended version, send me a message here, or on Instagram at Rustic Peach, that you just want the deeper tarot reading of this video. Basically, it's just going to be an extension of this video. And yeah, other than that, I offer personal readings, so message me here or on Instagram if you would like one, tarot readings. And I also offer intuitive body art scan portraits where I draw what I see. It's a reading, but it's like an art reading, so I basically draw what I see in your field when I tune in, and then on a piece of paper I write down an interpretation of each individual element of those things. And yeah, so it's like a fun way of reading. And I also have a masterclass available for $55 of the psychic and intuitive development skills. I basically made a video and I was sharing a lot of practical ways to refine like psychic and intuitive development and to refine your own abilities. And it's really for anyone who wants to dive into this or who's already been doing it for a while. And yeah, so stay tuned for more videos, and I will be making a course about psychic and intuitive development, like kind of from the ground up. And other than that, I'm also an artist. I have some art videos here on my YouTube as well. You can check them out if you want to, see them. Here just real quick is a piece that I just started. I just started this. So lots of natural elements and line work and stuff in the work that I do. And yeah, check out my website, aaliyahtamar.com, to browse my creative gallery. And I have some shops up, but I'm doing like a whole cleanse of my art shop and everything. I'm changing a lot of things around in my kind of entrepreneurial like business realm. So that's what I have to offer you right now. But that aside, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.